Three neighborhoods, three very different stories. And if you are buying or selling on the West Side right now, knowing which market you are actually in changes everything. This is your March 2026 West LA Market Report. We're covering Santa Monica, Venice, and Mar Vista with real data, real numbers, and a clear read on what is actually happening right now. All right, quick note before we dive in. If you're thinking about buying or selling anywhere on the West Side, I am happy to talk you through your specific situation. You can call or text me at 818-450-7515 or grab a link in the description or in my bio and we'll get connected directly. No pressure, just clarity, compassion, and confidence. My triple C style. All right, let's look at the numbers. Let's start with Santa Monica. This is a market that can look alarming on paper if you don't know what you're reading. So let's slow down and read it correctly. The median sold price dropped about 20% from last month. And I want to be direct with you. This is not a price collapse. That is a mix shift. 20 days on market, up about 18% from last month. The market is not on fire the way it was in 2021, but it's still moving. Sellers are getting within 1% of asking price. Well-priced homes are not sitting and waiting. Buyers are still showing up. We had fewer high-end single-family closings in March versus February, and with just under 4 months of inventory, that puts us right at the edge of a balanced market. Not a seller's frenzy, but not a buyer's market either. The underlying property value model is actually up 2.3% month over month. And what sold in March was a different mix, not a different market. So the Santa Monica story this month is steady. The premium single family segment is still competitive. The condo, townhome, TIC, and other property segments is where buyers have more room to negotiate. So if you're shopping in Santa Monica, price per square foot tells you more than headline price. And if you're selling, pricing accurately from day one matters more than ever right now. All right, now let's move on down the road to Venice. Venice is the most nuanced story of the three we're covering this month, and I want to give you the honest read it deserves. So close to $2 million on median sold price. The 12-month estimated value is down about 4% year over year, which is the one number worth watching in Venice more than the others. Then we got 33 days on market. That's up 58% month over month. The pace is definitely slowed in Venice. So if you're a buyer, that means you have time to be thoughtful rather than reactive. Sellers are giving up about 2.5% from list price on average. So that gap is wider than Santa Monica and Mar Vista. And we got about 5.5 months of inventory. That is the highest of the three neighborhoods we are covering today. So more supply means more options for buyers and more pressure on sellers to price strategically. So the buyers in Venice have more negotiating room this past month. Venice is a market where the data is giving buyers a genuine opening in the market right now. More inventory, longer days on market, sellers coming off their number. But here's the thing about Venice. The right home still moves fast. You take a look at 1126 Grant Avenue, closed at 18% over asking just this past month. So the market is not broken, it's just more selective than it was 2 years ago. And if you're a buyer, this is where preparation and patience pays off. If you're a seller, accurate pricing, strong presentation matter more in Venice than anywhere else on our list today. Okay, now to the last and favorite market of mine right now is Mar Vista. This is the neighborhood that tends to fly under the radar for most folks looking at the West Side, but the data this month is going to tell you exactly why that is changing. 2.27 million on the median sold price range, up almost 15% from last month and up nearly 20% compared from 2 years ago. The 12-month appreciation on estimated property value is 5.4%. So then we got 16 days on market. That's the fastest of the three markets we're covering today. Remember, Venice was just 33 days, so Mar Vista is moving with conviction. 2 months of inventory. That's a seller's market, clear and simple. Over asking, 103% of list price on median. The average home in Mar Vista is not just selling, it's selling above what sellers are asking for. Now, Mar Vista is not just holding value, it's building it, as you can see with all the new development in the neighborhood. So Mar Vista in March of 2026 is clearly a seller's market. The data is not ambiguous about that. In particular, one home on Halderman Street closed in a single day at 10% above asking. If you own in Mar Vista and you've been thinking about selling, this is a conversation worth having sooner than later. And if you're a buyer looking at Mar Vista, preparation is not optional here. You need to be ready to move. You need to have your pre-approval letter. You need to have your proof of funds. Everything needs to be dialed in when you start going looking at properties in Mar Vista. All right, so here's the big picture takeaway from this month. Mar Vista's running hot. Seller's market over asking. Things are going fast. Santa Monica's steady, balanced with a mixed story by product type. And Venice is giving buyers more room than it has in a very long time. So you got 3 neighborhoods, 3 different conversations. The mistake buyers and sellers make is treating the entire Westside like one market. It just isn't. So your strategy in Mar Vista looks completely different from your strategy in Venice, yet you're only a few blocks away from each other. So this local nuance is exactly what I help clients navigate every single week. If you're thinking about buying or selling here on the Westside, I would love to help you understand exactly where you stand. Call me or text me directly at 818-450-7515 or email me at caleb.ramsey@exprealty.com or click the links in the description or my bio. If this gave you a clear picture of what's happening out here, hit subscribe. I post these every month for all 3 neighborhoods, and I'm always happy to go deeper on any of it with you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.